Welcome to Sam's Antique Motors. Sam Wilson here. Today we're working on see if we can't get this motor started up. Got everything pretty much complete. So I started out with just filling this valve cover. I went and took the valve cover off because I didn't have it tightened down. So I just kind of poured oil all down the top of this valve cover, and I put about 5 quarts in it. I checked the dipstick and it was still showing at 4 quarts. It was still showing a quart low. So I'm going and filling it up the rest of the way with 5 quarts of oil. And then I'm going to work on taking the distributor out and priming the motor, so we make sure we got oil throughout the motor before we start it up. So that's the plan, and I'm sticking to it. Yep, and dipstick shows full. So we should be in good shape. All right, I think I got this thing ready to prime up, and I had to manufacture. I have this fancy dancy pump priming kit, and I've used a half a dozen times, but none of these would actually fit in there. So I had to go to manufacturing school, took a screwdriver that was actually already broken, and peeled the sides off of it a little bit. I did use the little centering spacer, so I dropped that down in the hole, and I'm gonna just see if I can prime this thing up. Usually you can hear it bog down when it starts pumping oil. Yeah, it's pumping oil. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to move this up a little closer. This is kind of important, I understand, on these motors. Is you see this little tube? See that oil coming down out of the top of that tube? That's what you want to see. So that's the important thing. Okay, you can see we got oil pressure. I put the camera with a little bit of finagling in the inside. You can see it pump up with pressure. We got oil, we had an oil leak right here. So this cap on this fuel thing has to be really tight. There's a little rubber gasket in there, so I had to tighten the crap out of that. But I think I've got all these oil leaks done, checked all these cables. So the next thing I'm gonna do is put a little fuel in it, and probably use a vacuum pump, see if I can't pump the fuel up to the fuel pump. So that's the next step. Well, the next thing I did is I put some gas in there, and I disconnected this fuel line, and I hooked up this vacuum pump, and I pumped gas all the way up here to the carburetor. So that should get it. It's not going to be in the fuel bowl, but that should get us close to where we need to be on fuel. So I'm going to disconnect this, hook all these lines back up, and we're getting pretty close. Sweet, turns like a kitten. No leaks, we got oil pressure, fires right up. Okay, fires right up. Only issue is when I turn the key off, motor didn't stop. So I'll have to figure out, might just be plugged onto the wrong circuit on the ignition switch. But other than that, I'm gonna put some water in it, get a timing light out, make sure the timing's good, and looks like it's gonna fire. Good news.
Download the Resto-Rat app today to begin managing, tracking, and documenting your restoration project.